Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. This is Shifa in the kitchen, and today we are going to be making classic vanilla cupcakes with classic vanilla icing. So the ingredients you will need for this is 1 cup all-purpose flour, which is sifted. You can sift it with a sifter like this. 3/4 cup granulated sugar, sifted. 1/2 cup 2% milk, or you can use any other type. 2 large eggs. 1/2 cup of canola oil. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So first we will mix our dry ingredients together. We will take the flour. You will mix your flour, salt, and baking powder. And you will whisk it all together. Now you will put it off to a side. So now we will whisk together our oil and our sugar. You can use a stand mixer, but I'm using a hand mixer for now. Mix it on high medium heat. When it's well combined, it will take about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Now you will add your eggs one at a time. And then you will mix it together. Now you'll add your second egg. Scrape down from the spatula with the spatula to make sure nothing is on the bottom, not combined. So now you'll add your vanilla extract. I would prefer to use pure vanilla extract instead of artificial, but it's my opinion. Whatever is better for you and whatever is available, you can use that. Now we will mix it together. Now we will be alternating with the milk and the flour and mixing it in. So we always start off with flour and always end off with flour. So with 3 parts flour, 2 parts milk. And now 1 part milk. Half of the milk. And now you'll mix it together. It's better to scrape down with the spatula every time you put in a new part. So it mixes well and there's no chunks in it. Now you'll add the flour again. And you see there's a bit of flour left we'll use in the end. Now scrape well with the spatula very, very moistly. You add the rest of the milk, not leaving even a single drop. It's not good to waste things. And now you will put the last part of the flour, the dry ingredients, and then your batter will be ready. Your batter is ready. Yay! And remember, this is a recipe that makes only a dozen cupcakes. So if you want to make more than that, you can multiply the recipe. So now we're going to put this off to the side, and then we are going to grease our pans. So let's get going. So before we go on to the next step, we shall preheat our oven. So you can preheat the oven before you start baking, but it takes a little time to make these, so then it gets over preheated. So I do it in the end, but for you, you can go as you want to. So I'm using a canola oil spray from Selection to grease my pans. But you can just use a kitchen towel and some oil or some butter to grease it, but I'm too lazy. So spray it out and in the pans. So you know when the batter gets out and sometimes you're messy, it can get off easily after you've been baking. So our pans are greased, and now we are going to put in our cupcake liners. You can purchase these from any local store, convenience store, or flea market. They are very easy to find, and they are also very cheap. So to fill these cupcakes up, I'm going to be using a scoop. You can also use an ice cream scoop, but I'm just using, you know, those things to pour out the soup, you know, those little things. So you're going to fill them up 3/4 of the cupcake liners. So now the oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll be putting them to their cozy beds in the oven to bake. So we'll be putting in these cupcakes for about 18 to 20 minutes. It depends on your oven. I usually put on 20 minutes because it makes my cupcakes just right. So meanwhile the cupcakes are baking in the oven, we are going to be making our buttercream frosting. A tip before we start is always use a washcloth in case you make a mistake, so you could just wipe it away easily and fast. So the ingredients you will need to make this buttercream frosting are 150 grams unsalted softened butter. I left this out for about 3 hours to soften. The consistency has to be that you could press in gently. Over here, we'll also need 340 grams of confectioner sugar or powder sugar, 3 to 4 tablespoons milk. It depends on the consistency. And 1/4 teaspoon vanilla extract. So let's get started. So first we're going to put our butter in. And I'm going to tell you a secret tip, and make sure you tell nobody. It's a very secret tip to making the perfect buttercream icing. So the tip is, you know how people have white buttercream icing and then yours somehow just goes kaploo and turns out yellow if you don't color it? And so this is a tip to take care of that. Before you add anything to the icing, we will first beat this, only the butter, for about 5 minutes. So scrape down, get it all in one place, and all that butter. And now you can see, if the camera, that this has turned into a complete pale mixture. Now we will be adding the confectioner's sugar a little at a time. So first take about this much so it won't go poke in your face. And mix until well combined. Keep doing that until all your confectioner sugar is finished. I've added all my powder sugar, and now you see the icing has become more in quantity. So now we are going to be going over to our vanilla extract and our milk, and we are just going to add our vanilla extract in the milk, and we're going to stir it. And now you can add how much you want. It just depends on the consistency. So my consistency is it won't fall off my finger. So I'll just add a little milk. And then I'll mix it. You can keep doing that until you've got the perfect texture and consistency like you want. Here's the thing. The tip is, if your icing is too thick and you want it to be thinner, you add milk. And if it's too thin and you want it to be thicker, you can put more icing sugar or confectioner sugar in it. And if it's melting, you put it in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes. Right now, my consistency is perfect, but I'm just gonna add 2 to 3 drops of more of milk to get that taste. So now is the time if you want to add any colors, or if you want to add vanilla bean or any other colors or flavors. But I'm just going to keep it plain for now. So now our icing is ready finally. So we are going to now be icing it, but first we're going to check our consistency. So we're going to bring it all with the spatula together. You could take it out in another bowl if you wish, but I'm just going to keep it here from wasted of water because, like, you know, dishwashing and stuff. So now we're going to check our consistency by putting the spatula right in the middle of the icing. So this is a kind of medium-ish consistency. It's not that stiff and it's not very thin. It's like kind of medium. Because if it was stiff, it was a very stiff icing, the spatula would stay here. And if it was thin, it would just fall to the ground. And it would be very watery. But see, it's not falling off the spatula either. So it's a medium consistency. And that is perfect for icing cupcakes and cakes. But if you want to do some writing, you can make it a little thinner by adding a little more milk. And you can add color. To add color, if you're going to add color, but I'm not adding color, you can take out your icing in a small bowl, and then you can add the food coloring. It's better if it is gel. I wouldn't recommend the liquid food coloring. It's better if it is gel. So take out it and put a little of the gel and mix it together, and then put it back in and mix. So there's no lumps, and then it'll be hard to get the chunks out of this. So yeah. Now we are going to be going on to the next step, piping our cupcakes. But first, let's go on to the oven and take out our cupcakes that are finished. So now we're going to be taking them out because the cupcakes are finished. They are perfect because they are golden brown from the top. These are very, very moist cupcakes, and you will love the taste when you eat them. Be very careful when you're taking these out from the oven, for they can burn you. Now we're going to let them cool in the pan for 5 minutes, and then we'll let them cool on the grill. So now, while the cupcakes are cooling, we are going to be putting our buttercream frosting in the fridge until they are cooling, and then we will pipe. The cupcakes are all cooled. We've set them for about 15 to 20 minutes, and they are cool enough. Well, actually, they're very cool because if they're even a little warm, the icing will melt on them, and it'll be a complete fail project. So now the cupcakes are cooled. We will ice them. So I've taken an icing bag and a tip. It's from Wilton, and it is the size 1M. And we have taken one of their bags, which is very reusable. These tips can be found anywhere, especially in Walmart and Freshco and anywhere else in convenience stores. It is a very good quality because it is made of stainless steel and not plastic. We're going to cut the tip up till here, and then we are going to insert our tip in there so it's nice and cozy. So now we're going to put it on a tall glass so it is stable, and we're going to fold down the edges. Like that. So it is completely easy. So we're going to fill the whole thing in. And then we're just going to take the sides off. So it's not going to be messy at all, and very easy too. Like this. And then you push the icing off to the bottom. When you've got it complete, you can twist it so it is filled. So now we're going to be piping the cupcakes on the star tip. With the star tip. And we're going to finish it off with a touch of poppy seeds. Ta-da! These cupcakes are ready, and they are iced and decorated. If you liked my video, don't forget to share and subscribe. And don't forget to press that bell icon so you'll be getting notifications every time I make a new video. Thank you for watching, and Assalamu Alaikum.